Hi, I'm Alex Bell and today we're going to make snickerdoodles. So, to get started, you need to have a few utensils and ingredients. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your 2 eggs. Go ahead and crack them on the side of a surface, like that, and then you're going to split the egg into your container. Make sure after you crack your egg that you look for any shell pieces that might have fallen in, because you don't want to add that to your concoction whenever you're baking. We're going to go ahead and we're going to crack the other egg as well. And I'm just throwing those eggshells away. Okay, so now that we've looked and we've made sure that there's no eggshell in our egg, in our cracked egg, we can go ahead and add this to our mixing bowl. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our butter. Now the recipe calls for the butter to be softened. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up and we're going to actually put this into the same container that we cracked our eggs into, because this is microwave safe. Now, you're going to put this in the microwave for 20 seconds. Once your butter looks like this, you can add it to your mixing bowl along with the eggs. The next thing we're going to add is our Crisco. Go ahead and take your knife and you're going to add this to your half a cup measuring cup. Make sure you pack it down and fill it up with as much as you can. Once you've filled it up and it's overflowing, go ahead and take your knife, and with the flat edge of the knife, you're going to run it across the top and take off any excess that the cup has on top of it, smoothing it off. And you can go ahead and put that back in your Crisco can. Once you have 1/2 cup, you can add this to your mixing bowl. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the sugar. We're going to need 1 cup measuring cup and the 1/2 measuring cup. The recipe calls for 1.5 cups of sugar. So we're going to take this and we're going to go ahead and scoop it into the sugar. We're going to make sure this cup is overflowing. And we're going to take our knife, like we did before, and with the flat edge, we're going to run it across the top. Of the sugar, making sure that we get exactly 1 cup. See, now it's straight across. And so we're going to add that to our mixing bowl. And now we're going to do the same thing with the 1/2 cup. The next thing we're going to add is our vanilla extract. So for this we're going to need the 1 teaspoon. It calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So we're going to open this up. And we're going to actually hold this over our mixing. So we're going to fill it up. Okay, looks like a little bit ran over. So for our next teaspoon, we're going to add a little bit less. Right there, just a little less. This next part is going to call for your whisk, and you're actually just going to go ahead and blend the ingredients that you already have in your bowl. So this could take a few minutes, but just go ahead and at your own speed, go ahead and mix your ingredients together. The next step is going to be to add your flour. You're going to need 2 3/4 cup flour. So you'll need your 1 cup again, and you're going to need your 1/4 cup. You're going to need 3 of these and then 2 of these. I went ahead and already measured out 1 cup of flour so I can show you how to add your flour to your mixture. You're going to need to add 2 of these again and 3 of these. So now that your concoction is nice and smooth after you have mixed it, you're going to add just a little bit at a time, and then you're going to continue to mix. So I'm going to go ahead and add about 1/2 of what's in this cup. Put it to the side, and I'm going to mix it in. Once you have completely mixed in the flour that you have added, and it's smooth again, you can continue to add the remaining flour. I'll go ahead and add the rest of what's in the 1 cup. Continue doing this until you have added the 2 cups and the 3/4 cups. Now see that your dough is going to be a little thicker than it was before. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our baking soda. The recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of baking soda, so we're going to use our teaspoon again. Go ahead and take your plate, and when you pour the baking soda into your teaspoon, go ahead and make sure that you have that plate underneath you so that you can catch that excess. So you can just kind of shake it and it'll fall onto the plate, and you'll see we have 1 teaspoon now. We're going to add that to our concoction. The next thing that we're going to add is going to be the cream of tartar. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of this. So take your same teaspoon, we're going to do the same thing that we did with the baking soda. We're going to go ahead and get some in here. And we're going to just shake it until we have exactly 1 teaspoon. Just a little bit extra. There we go. And it calls for 2 teaspoons, so we're going to do that one more time. The last thing that we're going to add is going to be the salt, and it calls for 1/4 teaspoon. We do not have a 1/4 teaspoon, so what you're going to do is you're going to take the 1/2 teaspoon and fill it up halfway. Right now is actually a good time to go ahead and preheat your oven. So you're going to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make another mixture with your cinnamon, and your sugar. Make sure you have your plate, and make sure you went ahead and just wiped off everything that was on it and threw it away. So, then this part does not have to be exact. You're going to take 2 tablespoons, or teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and then you're going to take 2 teaspoons of your sugar. Go ahead and mix it around on your plate. The next thing that we're going to do is the fun part. You're going to take your dough, and I just grabbed a little bit. You're going to roll your dough into a ball, and it should be about the size of a walnut when you're done with it. After you have your ball, you're going to roll it around in the cinnamon and sugar mixture. Make sure you get all the dough covered with the mixture. Now that it's done, you're going to put it on the cookie sheet. When you do this, make sure that your dough is going to be at least 2 inches apart from the other one. Once you've filled up your cookie sheet, you're good to put them in the oven. When you're done, you should have a product similar to these. Pour yourself a glass of milk and enjoy.